Interstate 10 remains closed after a fire this weekend that Governor Gavin Newsom is calling arson. Stay tuned for the latest from I-10.
And thousands of demonstrators gathered at the National Mall in Washington, D.C. today to show their solidarity with Israel.
I'm here outside Congressman Jimmy Gomez's office where people are gathered for a vigil and rally in support of innocent lives lost in Gaza.
Annenberg TV News is next.
As tensions continue to rise in Gaza, protesters in LA are demanding a ceasefire. Hi, I'm Cheyenne Dixon.
And I'm Aiden Williams. Annenberg Media's Liv Kelleher is live from near downtown LA, where a group of teachers have gathered to rally in support of Palestinians. Liv, what's the atmosphere like there?
Thank you, Aiden. As you can see, people are already starting to gather here. This rally was organized by Teachers for Palestine. You can see people holding candles and signs and flags. Organizers started the event with a strong condemnation of any form of hate speech here at this rally. Their ultimate outcome and goal of this event is a call for an immediate ceasefire. Those here at the rally and candlelight vigil are calling for an immediate ceasefire, as well as demanding the U.S. government stop funding the Israeli military. Reports out of Israel say that the Israeli government and Hamas leaders are close to a hostage deal that could include a temporary 5-day ceasefire.
If we get a ceasefire, we want to then, really demand more accountability. Our tax dollars are going to fund Israel, and we really want to demand that these types of atrocities end in Palestine. We want to ensure that Palestinian people are no longer the victims of a genocide.
Reports are saying that a deal announcement could be coming in the next few days. If we do reach a ceasefire agreement, what comes after that is still unclear. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Liv. And across the country, another rally taking place in the National Mall in Washington, D.C., which was packed with tens of thousands of protesters protesting against anti-Semitism and for the freeing of hostages held by the Hamas terrorist group. Some U.S. students flew to the March for Israel, what is thought to be the biggest pro-Israel rally since the Hamas attack on October 7th.
I came to Washington, D.C. to show the world how united the Jewish people really are.
We will take care of you.
For the safe return of our hostages. Together.
Nathan Mariamian estimates about 15 USC students attended the rally in D.C. Israeli President Isaac Herzog addressed the crowd from a video feed and thanked the crowd for showing solidarity. A video posted on social media showed how vandals spray painted a medical tent at the March for Israel. There was also vandalism on porta potties and a trailer in the area. A civil rights activist says he's committed to fighting anti-Semitism in America and in Los Angeles.
Any anti-ism, I think, is very important. In this case, Islamophobia should be an ongoing battle, and we join with our Muslim brothers and sisters fighting that. We join with our Jewish brothers and sisters fighting anti-Semitism. We join with all of our brothers and sisters fighting any ism because it's the right thing to do.
The civil rights activist is calling on LA City and county leaders to take a strong stand against anti-Semitism and all hate crimes.
Back in LA, it's been a nightmare for some commuters who drive on the 10 freeway. Reporter Michael Mellinger has more on that from the newsroom. Michael, what's the latest?
Absolutely right. A nightmare for drivers, but they might only have to wait a few more weeks before they can return to that closed portion of the I-10 freeway that went up in flames over the weekend. That fire is now being investigated as an arson, and crews are working to rebuild that major interchange. On Saturday, a stretch of the I-10 freeway went up in flames. Today, drivers feeling helpless.
This number just keeps growing or keeps getting longer. So for the past 45 minutes, it hasn't really moved.
Governor Gavin Newsom announcing that stretch of the I-10 will not need to be demolished.
This will not be a demo.
Instead, repairs in order.
We will continue the kind of repairs you're seeing being done behind me.
The work includes repairs to 100 columns supporting the freeway, several of which the governor notes as severely damaged. The current estimate for reopening, 3 to 5 weeks. For now, drivers bearing the brunt of this.
I was late yesterday to work and I got written up. I actually got written up in trouble.
The affected area typically handling 300,000 vehicles a day. Downtown side streets seeing a double-digit uptick in traffic yesterday. The freeway went into a raging blaze early Saturday morning, the result of a pallet yard going up in flames. Officials last night saying they believe the fire was set on purpose. Today, asking for the public's help.
For any information, any leads on this arson, we want to hold these folks accountable. We have some early leads on the basis of the businesses in the area and the cameras and the footage and witnesses. We have some preliminary information and leads, but we need more from the public. So,
officials urging anyone with information to contact the tip line at 1-800-468-4408. More updates from officials expected in the coming hours and days. We know Mayor Bass is currently surveying the crash overhead in a helicopter as we speak and is expected to provide another update tonight at 6:30. Cheyenne, Aiden, back to you guys.
Thanks, Michael. Ubers will be enforcing new safety measures for drivers. Uber released this statement from the CEO. We are improving the driver's experience to help keep them safer on the roads and give them a louder voice in deactivation decisions. Uber is expanding its Record My Ride feature for select LA drivers. The feature allows drivers' phones to act as dash cams. In an effort to prevent false allegations, including being under the influence, drug tests are available to drivers, with Uber covering the cost of the test, no matter the results. Uber acknowledges there is still more work to be done and emphasizes its dedication to improving measures related to account deactivation.
In local news, the question of the day, how to make the Pacific Coast Highway safer for pedestrians. That's the big question the Malibu City Council tackled today. Last month, 4 Pepperdine University students were brutally killed while walking along PCH.
Most of our collisions are from speed, and we have to slow down PCH. I mean, just recently, we had people going 112, 109, 107. There's only so much that law enforcement can do.
Law enforcement talked about the 3 E's to make the highway safer: education, enforcement, and engineering. Council members discussed funding projects that will make the most impact, like video cameras, higher penalties for reckless driving, and more speed limit signs and highway improvements.
I detect good intent, but particularly on the part of Caltrans, I don't detect much of a sense of urgency. And frankly, this isn't rocket science. These problems have been solved elsewhere in the United States, elsewhere around the world. They could be solved here too.
I've been cycling PCH for about 30 years on a 5-6 days a week. And I've noticed over the last decade or so that I think it's gotten more dangerous. And I think a large part of that is probably mobile phone use, distracted drivers.
Caltrans is collecting speed data now from where the students were killed. The findings are expected to be released next week.
USC students, graduate student workers are ready to strike if the administration does not meet their union demands by a November 28th deadline. At GSW, USC tweeted, if the USC administration fails to come to the table with a fair offer, graduate student workers will strike in 2 weeks. They're claiming unfair labor practices by the university.
Definitely support the graduate students in their effort to get what we feel like we deserve. I'm a little conflicted though, because as a graduate student myself, I guess wasn't really aware of a lot of the injustices that the graduate students are feeling that we need to fight for. I want to make sure, any workers, right, whether it's graduate student workers, auto workers, actors, writers, right, I feel like now is the time where, collectively as a country, we're starting to understand that workers have the power, and we also have the right and the duty to fight for what we deserve.
Student workers are demanding a $4,000 wage supplement before the end of the current teaching academic year. They also are asking for protection against harassment, bullying, and discrimination. In the past, USC has rejected an increase to base salaries, citing health insurance benefits and partial tuition.
Finally, SAG-AFTRA members have started voting today on the tentative agreement reached last week between actors and producers. Neither side got everything it wanted, but there is widespread relief that the 118-day strike is finally almost over.
We didn't get everything we wanted, and it's not a perfect agreement. But I don't think there is a perfect agreement in any negotiations. That's what it is. A negotiation is about two parties coming together and trying to find a balance of what works for both. And I feel really good. I mean, I know you're not supposed to say that anyone won a negotiation, but in many ways, I do feel like we did win.
Among other things, the tentative agreement regulates AI such that producers must get permission to use actors' virtual image, and the actors must be paid. The deal also includes a wage increase of 7%, effective immediately, and streaming bonuses for actors. The 160,000 members of SAG-AFTRA have until the first week of December to decide whether they support the new measure.
USC launched its new advising platform today. Stay tuned to find out how contacting your advisors might be getting easier.
And McCarthy Quad was filled with the flavors of the world today as USC's International Student Assembly held Globe Fest.
Sound clash took place in McCarthy Quad today, but without UCLA. More on the annual Battle of the Bands up next.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all. Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
In campus news, all USC students received an email today from the university introducing them to a new, centralized, and streamlined academic advising system. It's called Advise USC, and it's for all majors.
What we realized very clearly was there was a gap for a lot of our students to have one central location and have access to a current state-of-the-art system that allowed for academic advisors to work really closely with students. At its heart, Advise USC is one single place that they can go to make an appointment with their academic advisor.
Advise SC will allow students to perform a variety of tasks on one central website, including making appointments with counselors, communicating about academic plans, and even designing course plans.
Right now, the only way I reach out to my advisor is through her email specifically and not through the school at all. So that could definitely make it easier to connect with them, especially if your advisor isn't as helpful and outgoing.
But I do think a more streamlined system could help. It never hurts to have another way to help get advising and another application.
Students are encouraged to begin using and getting familiar with Advise USC, which will be rolled out campus-wide after the website's soft launch phase.
USC just wrapped its third annual conference introducing college students from minority backgrounds to USC's graduate schools. Annenberg Media's reporter Maya Broomfield talks to some enthusiastic undergrads about their all-expense paid tour.
This past weekend, Drake Stokes and a few other students at Prairie View A&M University boarded a flight from Houston.
Me and my boy Drake. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Come in close. Yeah. So we prepare to go to LA. You feel me? Show us in USC in a year or so. Yeah. Catch us making movies. Hey, yo, so we landed. Where we at? We in LA, Stop playing with USC.
Drake was one of 88 college students invited to visit USC's graduate schools. It's the third annual Minority Serving Institutions Graduate and Professional Recruitment Conference. Students were entertained by the Cardinal Divas and had the chance to have conversation with admissions and professors from more than 20 graduate schools. Drake says he would really like to attend USC's cinema school. The conference allowed him to tour the school and talk to admissions representatives.
I've always known USC kind of being this thriving place. I mean, it's in literally the center of like the entertainment capital of the world. So it's like actually seeing it and like really seeing what I want to do and like what I can do if I actually get in this program is amazing. So I just really hope that I can, come back and be a full-fledged student.
Full disclosure, just last year I attended this conference, and now this year I am Maya Broomfield for Annenberg Media.
The International Student Assembly hosted the annual Globe Fest at McCarthy Quad today. Students sampled cuisines from many of the diverse cultures represented on campus. 6 food vendors from 6 different continents cooked up unique dishes. USC students lined up for the free food and drink vouchers that ran out within the hour.
Basically, as the International Student Assembly, we represent international students on campus, so we usually have a lot of events to just spread international culture with different USC students.
I think it's important for international students to try out, well, not just international students, but just generally students to try out different cuisines, and I feel like this food festival is a good opportunity to do that.
The event featured food from Australia, Peru, South Korea, West Africa, Jamaica, and Italy. Some tables were catered by local LA restaurants like Charlie's, Trio, and Bronzed Aussie. Some of the cuisines was delivered from food trucks.
I think it's an awesome opportunity to get to try different foods from different cultures and bring people together in an awesome place on campus where we have things like the farmers market and things like that, and obviously there's a great turnout, so I think it's an awesome event.
The event was part of International Education Week, which lasts until Friday.
In Rivalry Week news, this week's Crosstown Rivalry is no longer just about football. Now USC and UCLA musicians are competing against one another in an event called Sound Clash. The event, hosted by USC Concerts, features 4 USC student musicians and 1 UCLA band, who did not show up, making it a Trojan star-studded event. The lineup was composed of Snack Munson, Haley Wild, Asher Belsky, and Aminita Sky. We talked to one of the Sound Clash organizers who told us more about the music showdown.
Yeah, so today is a little student showcase heading into Conquest, which is going to be this Thursday. Just featuring a bunch of USC bands.
Yeah, we have Snack Munson, who was our first act, and then Haley Wild. And then now we have Asher Belsky about to go on behind me, and then after him is Aminta Sky.
Oh, I would rate the experience 10 out of 10. It's pretty hot out here. I was sweating, but that's what it comes with, Just having fun, sweating, getting through it, and just having a good time.
For more music events for USC students, follow at USC Concerts on Instagram. But as far as this week goes, we're already Trojans 1, Bruins 0. Now, as a football fan, I'm looking to see the Trojans go 2-0 this weekend. Marina, am I going to see that happening?
I hope so, Aiden, but unfortunately, it is not going to be the best of weather. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current forecast. It is a beautiful sunny and 71 degrees outside, but that sun isn't going to stay for long. So let's go ahead and check out the 5-day forecast. As you can see, Los Angeles is finally cooling down with temperatures expected to drop over 10 degrees throughout the week. From the high 70s to the upper 60s, these near seasonal temperatures are bringing us a wet week ahead. As a slow-moving Pacific storm moves over the region, you can expect light to moderate precipitation beginning tonight, and these showers are here to stay through Sunday. I know this isn't ideal weather for the home game this weekend, but the good news is that chances for rain will decrease throughout the week, so hopefully this storm will pick up the pace and head out sooner rather than later. Speaking of sports, let's go over to Justin and see what's up there.
All right, thanks, Marina. Well, no rainy days for USC women's basketball. They won their third game of the season last night. Try to take a guess how many points they won by. Meanwhile, the USC men's basketball team is looking to keep the good games rolling tonight against UC Irvine. And even with both teams having disappointing seasons this year, the 93rd edition of the Crosstown Cup is this weekend. All this and more up next.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musicien.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these children aren't French. They're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the parent's guide and answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max. I guess, obviously, that sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck.
Hubba Max, a whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
All right, welcome back to ATVN. This is Sports. I'm Justin White.
And I'm Carter Stogie.
We'll start off with women's basketball as last night the Trojans beat Lemoyne University 93-42. Freshman guard Juju Watkins went off, dropping 35 points, her second 30-plus point performance in 3 games. Watkins also led the team in rebounds with 9, while graduate guard Mackenzie Forbes collected 5 assists in the contest. And in 2024, the team will see 2 new 5-star recruits join the roster. Kennedy Smith of Rancho Cucamonga, California, and Kaylee Heckel from Long Island, New York. Smith is a number 6 prospect in the ESPN Women's Top 100, while Heckel is ranked 28th. Juju Watkins and Smith have played twice before against each other in high school, both in the CIF playoffs last season.
The number 16 ranked USC men's basketball team is back in action tonight. The Trojans play UC Irvine as they look to continue their undefeated season this year. Now, they may have only played 2 games so far, but the Trojans have definitely lived up to preseason expectations. They started off winning by double digits against Elite 8 participant Kansas State. Then they beat Cal State Bakersfield by 26. One of the biggest stories for the Trojans this year is Isaiah Collier's standout play. Collier has averaged 18.5 points on 65% shooting over his last 2 games. For those performances, Collier was named Pac-12 Freshman of the Week.
Well, USC, it's Conquest Week as UCLA comes to the Coliseum to play the Trojans for the last game of the regular season. UCLA has experienced its own season of woes, albeit for different reasons than USC. The Bruins are tied at 70th in scoring offense, but have the nation's 10th best defense. USC head coach Lincoln Riley spoke about finishing the season yesterday.
Every now and then you're going to come up short, and you can't, that's part of it. That's part of competing at the highest level. But you can't let that deter you from, well, it didn't work out this time, so now I'm not going to go put my best foot forward the next time or the next opportunity. And the great thing for this team is we have one opportunity left here, one great opportunity.
All right, current rivalry week, conquest, whatever you want to call it. How can USC beat UCLA this Saturday?
You know, Justin, we usually sit here talking about USC's defense, but this week I'm focusing on the offense. UCLA might be down to their 4th-string quarterback. UCLA has a great defense. It's going to be tough for the Trojans to score against that, but if they can do it, they should be able to win the game.
Well, I'm going to stick with the USC defense. I mean, if this team was able to stop opposing teams from scoring 30 points a game, they would have only lost to Notre Dame this season, because who knows what would have happened against Oregon. So you stop this UCLA offense, I think you got a good chance.
Well, we'll see whether or not they can do it. But after trading for former MVP James Harden, you'd think the LA Clippers would be unbeatable, right? Well, they're not. The Clippers are 0-4 since making the blockbuster move. The Clippers' losing streak included losing to good teams like the Knicks and the Mavericks, but on Saturday they had their worst loss yet. They lost to the 1-8 Grizzlies without Ja Morant. Harden is averaging 13.5 points and 4.2 assists on the Clippers.
He's being too polite. I think James has to be more selfish, not meaning shooting every ball, but just, running pick and rolls, making the plays, not deferring, because we need his passing ability. We need him being able to attack, and what he brings to this team, we need.
On the other side of the trade, the Sixers are 6-0 since making the move. They've definitely replaced Harden, with Tyrese Maxey scoring 28 points a game as their second scorer. But that's all for ATVN Sports this week. I'm Karan Rastogi.
And I'm Justin White. Before we go over to Cheyenne at Monitor to wrap things up, remember, the fight on.
Trending Tuesday is back when we return. Stay tuned to hear from a USC music industry professor on the social media sensation that is Taylor Swift.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dímelo Ahora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I've replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I've replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit-flavored snack.
Happy Trending Tuesday, where we share some insights about the latest trends. One of the biggest trends right now is Taylor Swift and our main man, Travis Kelce.
I know, everyone is sick of hearing about her, but Taylor Swift has millions of fans. We want to unpack why everything she does breaks the internet.
Is the guy on the trees.
Taylor's new relationship with Travis Kelce has captured the attention of many, and especially when Kelce showed up at her concert all the way down in Argentina. This relationship has practically broken the internet. The superstar is praised by fans for spectacular concerts and skillful songwriting that has been compared to the finest storytellers. But the Swifties are unlike any other fan base in the world. And one USC professor says it's because Taylor has stayed loyal to her fans throughout her fame.
I think a lot of times artists sometimes take their fan bases for granted. I don't think she ever has, and which was very, very small, just starting out. She treated her fans the same way as she treats them now. She engages them. She respects them. She stood up for them when the ticket prices got out of whack or pulled her on sale down. It's understanding your fans.
Now, Taylor has been a worldwide pop star for over 10 years, but recently her fame has hit ridiculously high levels.
Her Eras Tour has become one of the country's most coveted concerts, with Swift becoming the first artist to ever sell out LA's SoFi Stadium 6 nights in a row.
And before we go, we'd like to wish Eric Ye a very happy birthday from everyone at ATVN.
Thanks for being the greatest director, producer, and executive producer.
Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Aidan Williams.
And I'm Cheyenne Dixon. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.